This is the Ferrari F12berlinetta, a car that I've been obsessed with for quite some time now for its captivating design and its godly V12.
That symphony never gets old.
My love story with the F12 began at the Cars and Coffee 8 years ago when a very loud and very yellow F12 showed up and took a special place in my heart. To this day, I had never driven a V12 Ferrari, and when the opportunity came, I took it in a heartbeat. So here's a video of me fangirling over my dream car.
I'd like to start with the powertrain because I believe this is what makes this car very special. It's a 6.3 liter naturally aspirated V12 codenamed F140. So you guys might be familiar with Ferrari's very famous V12, which we saw across many generations, starting with the Enzo and the 599. So this is a 6.3 rather than a 6.0, and then the A12 has a 6.5. So yeah, it's basically the same engine, but they improve it over the years. And you can see the sheer size of this engine bay. This is basically a front mid-engine car because the engine is slightly placed behind the front axle. These air bridges on the side, I can basically fit my hand through here, obviously to add more downforce. If it were in the back, we'll call them flying buttresses. Now you cannot tell me this isn't one of the most beautiful rear ends you've ever seen. The design is so simple, only two circular lights on either side, but I mean, it is so aggressive. And take a look at that. Obviously we have the F1 style fog lights at the bottom, which I honestly really appreciate. 4 exhaust tips. Sounds so damn good. And when you get up close to it, you're going to see vents on either side, which again, it's really accentuated with the white paint. I wouldn't take any F12 with a darker color because you can't really see all those small details that I'm pointing out right now, especially with the diffuser down at the bottom. This section is so satisfying, and you can see how this is like designed with the lines in the back. To open the trunk, simply press on this button on the door, again beautifully finished in red leather. And this car is surprisingly practical. Luggage compartment that you can basically tie down your stuff. Not really sure how many people actually use it, but you can see it's very nicely leather wrapped. My favorite part, I think, is this Ferrari notebook that comes. It's actually signed. If we go on to the second page, there we go. And then it explains to you how special your F12 is. This is the view that I have sitting inside the F12berlinetta. And as I mentioned, this is one of my favorite interiors ever made because it's still analog. It's not one of those touch sensitive interiors that Ferrari has nowadays. You can see the buttons on either side for the lights, the turn signals, basically the paddle shifters, which are huge, the analog rev meter that looks so damn good. Carbon fiber everywhere, as you can see. These buttons on the left to control that screen on the left, and then Manetino dial, and obviously the infotainment screen with a rear view camera. If you press on this button, you're going to see the cameras. This video is just me giggling. That's it. That's all you're gonna get. I don't want to give you too much information about this car because it's not a new car. Keep it always in manual because that's what's up. And just floor it. Traction, come on. Like a gunshot. Bah! Another. Gunshots all the time. I love me a car that has a long hood and a short end, right? This is something I cannot help but really love. And I want to do a quick acceleration and race. Let's go. Downshift. Downshift. There's nothing I love more in life than a V12 Ferrari. The sound! Downshift, yes! Downshift! Oh! Yes, maybe more! Oh! This is it! This is it! My favorite car I have ever driven! The F12berlinetta. This sound is intoxicating. Look, I have goosebumps. Look at that, I have goosebumps because I'm signing my way. Let's go. We have goats. Hello there, little animals. traction. Is one more? Yes, please. So now that I've calmed down a bit, even though calming down is an overstatement right now, because I just have to abuse that V12. This car, I have to say, it's very comfortable and it's easy to drive. This is not something that's intimidating unless you pop it into race. If you're stupid enough like me to do that, you will lose a lot of traction. But I mean, the control that you get. Remember when I talked about the GT4 RS and how the engine was directly behind you, so it's a mid-engine car, and whenever you lose traction, you lose it. You cannot really control it all that much. And in an F12, I understand why it's so crazy, because it just darts around. The weight is not really 50-50. Weight distribution is not equal at all. Talking about the cabin, the seats, how comfortable this thing is, it's going to be a very easy cruiser. Steering wheel feels so nice with the shift lights at the top, carbon fiber down at the bottom, carbon fiber everywhere, by the way. And this is the perfect Ferrari interior for me, because in the newer generations, everything is now touch, everything is too tech focused, and it's not really analog. I just feel this is the perfect Ferrari to own. I love it. I'm actually in love.